actress who starred in shows like Gavin and Stacey, but for the past few months, Joanna Page has been undertaking a really different role.
Yeah, she's been on the hunt for unsung community heroes around the UK ahead of this month's census. She joins us now from Essex, along with one of the winners, Michael Johnson-Ellis, who's in Worcestershire. Good morning to both of you. Lovely to have you on the programme this morning. Joanna, so tell us a little bit about what you're involved in and why you wanted to get involved. What are you doing?
Well, I've always been fascinated with the census and how it just shows and reveals exactly what's going on in your community right now. And now, more than ever, I mean, coming out of the pandemic and leaving the EU, I mean, we're going to want to know with this information exactly how we should be funding things in our local community for emergency services and how we can improve diversity and strengthen and build the community. So that's why the census is fantastic. And to do that, we wanted to highlight the amazing, ordinary people who've done the most extraordinary things during this pandemic to help their community. So we asked people to nominate anybody from their community that they thought had done something fantastic. And we had so many stories coming in, and I was the head judge of the panel, had to read through all of these wonderful stories, which really touched my heart, to find out the most amazing things that people have done to help their community. Helping elderly people, giving them hot meals during the pandemic, helping families with children who have autism, any and every way that people have done things to celebrate and look after their community. We wanted to find out who those people were, and we wanted to award them with a purple plaque that will go up on their house or on their community centre.
Oh, we're looking at those plaques now, which look absolutely lovely. Should we speak to one of those people, Michael Johnson-Ellis? Morning to you. Lovely to be able to see you. So first of all, you've been nominated for one of these. What's your reaction?
It was quite lovely, really, because you kind of do this work not expecting to get the recognition for it. So when I found out that I'd been awarded one, I was blown away.
Just tell us a little bit about the work that you've done.
So myself and my husband, we have two children together through surrogacy. So we've been on a fertility journey ourselves. So we do a lot of work within the fertility community. So we have a website called TwoDadsUK.com. And we've documented our fertility journey. And at the start of the pandemic, it was a really sort of anxiety-ridden time for those that were embarking fertility treatment. And when there was the closure of fertility clinics all around the country, there was this massive community of people that were trying to conceive, both the LGBTQ and heterosexual. So we created content to support them. We created educational content and material to support that particular fertility journey whilst they were waiting for clinics to reopen.
Joanna, how hard was it? You said you were the head judge. How hard was it to get the list down to 22 winners? Was there a bit of feisty debate?
It was incredibly difficult, but also fantastic, just getting to know the stories of these 22 wonderful people. But I mean, I just had to go with my instincts, and the stories was just leapt out to me, but it was incredibly difficult. And it just made me think that even though this year has been incredibly difficult and challenging for many, many people, just some good has come out of it. And it's just so lovely, just the spirit of people, that when things are difficult and challenging, goodness comes out of it, and people's community spirit really, really builds. And I mean, I just felt just honoured to be able to just read these people's stories and just see the fantastic things they've done for their community.
And it is wonderful. It's wonderful to be able to celebrate that in so many different ways. So, Michael, just tell us a little bit about your story as well, because I think you have, is it 3 children?
Yeah, so we have a 16-year-old, a 4-year-old, and an 18-month-old.
Wow.
So, I know. So life's always pretty manic anyway. So during lockdown, we had to do what most people do and just roll our sleeves up and do the best that we could. So lockdown for us, we got fairly creative with work. So we created a new non-profit organisation to support more people going through fertility journeys. So going through surrogacy, for example. So we formed mysurrogacyjourney.com, and that's now supporting more and more people on that journey. And we've also set up the Modern Family Show, which is the only UK LGBT family building event that takes place this September.
You've been very busy, haven't you? And Joanna, what is I know you've been involved in this very heavily, but what overall has lockdown been like in your house?
Well, it's been hard because I have 3 children who are 4, 5 and 8. So homeschooling was incredibly difficult. But that's what, but we were all happy and we're healthy. We haven't got anything to complain about. But one of the winners from this Jane Stanford Beale, she supported her community in Berkshire because she works with families with children who have autism. And when the lockdowns happened, she acted really quickly to make sure that she got all of their help and put it online. And I mean, I can only think about how I coped having 3 children. I mean, to think of families with children who have autism and all of their support system has suddenly disappeared and they can't access it. I think it's fantastic that Jane managed to act quickly, get it all online so that families still had support there. Because I found lockdown difficult and being with my children difficult and trying to educate them. But then coming out of lockdown, I mean, it turns out that it wasn't really the education for my children that I worried so much about. It was their mental health. And just making sure that they were happy and that they felt safe, and now going back to school as well, their mental health, because it's such a huge adjustment being off school for so long to then suddenly going back into the school again. That's just huge for them. But I just want to say I was so impressed with Jane Stanford Beale. I thought she was wonderful.
Tell me, you can be honest. Have you got time for a cup of tea now they're going back to school?
Oh, it was wonderful. Monday, I did the school drop-off. I came back home. I had all these plans. I was going to clean the house, do some work, answer my emails. I sat on the sofa. I had a cup of tea, lots of chocolate, and I don't think I moved until 3:30. Well, it's not that I don't think. I know I didn't move until 3:30 when I had to go and pick them up again. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Listen, you won't be alone
deserved.
in deserving that. Joanna Page, Michael Johnson-Ellis, thanks both very much indeed. The census is taking place as well this month as well.
Just to return to one of the stories we've been looking